Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are the West.
Texas Rangers baseball is presented by AT UVerse TV. Now welcome in one last time to Globe Live Park for the 2014 season. The Rangers and the Oakland A's getting set to wrap up this year's campaign, the final game of the year. And glad to have all of you along with Tom Greaves, Steve Busby. Delighted you could join us today and that you joined us all season long for Rangers baseball. Today we wrap things up, the final act of 2014. The Rangers, though, going out in style pitching-wise. Nick Martinez will get the start today, trying to carry on a tradition the Rangers go back several weeks, Tom. They've been pitching extremely well.
They have, Buzz. Obviously, the team has played very well the last couple of weeks. They're scoring more runs. They're getting some key hits. They're hitting a few more home runs. But when you look at the record, it really boils down to what they've done in the pitching rotation. 13-2. That's the best record in Major League Baseball since September 12th. Their pitching staff has been terrific, third in Major League Baseball. The starters are the second in the American League with that 2.80 ERA, and the bullpen leads Major League Baseball. Their ERA is 1.43. They've won 5, lost none, and they're 7 for 7 in save opportunities. So the team's won 13 out of 15. They've gotten timely hits. They're swinging the bats better, but it's really been all about the pitching.
It really has, and Nick Martinez, as you say, will try and keep that going today. Nick has been very good, as we'll talk about during his start, looking for win number 6 for the year. So Nick Martinez and the Rangers getting set to try and crush the dream of the Oakland Athletics. That's coming up next from Globe Live Park right after this. West is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. The Ford Summer Spectacular Sales Event, now playing in a Ford dealer near you. By AT UVerse TV. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PICK-ATT, mobilizing your world. And by Southwest Airlines. Without a heart, it's just a machine. And a partly cloudy sky overhead, a very comfortable afternoon. Temperatures in the mid-80s. Rangers going out for the final time this year, signing the baseballs for the youngsters out at each position. And before we get things started here this afternoon, let's send it down to Emily Jones.
Well played, Buzz. Well, as we wind down this season, Nick Martinez ending this rookie campaign on an upswing, much like this Rangers team. And regardless of what happens here today, Nick knows there is plenty to be taken from year one in the big leagues.
So many things I can take away from the season, but just learning so much, the mental side of it, how to get these guys out, able to slow the game down. You might think that there's no way to kind of prepare yourself in the offseason, but, you kind of just play some mental games and kind of recall some situations and try to remember at-bats, watch some video and stuff. So I'll definitely be doing that.
And there was a bit of a question as to whether or not Nick would start today. Of course, he was the scheduled starter. However, when Derek Holland was scratched from yesterday's start, many wondered if Holland would be inserted into the starting rotation today. But Tim Bogar said he did not feel like Derek was 100% and wanted to give Nick this opportunity because he felt like he had earned it and, too, was physically more capable. Derek will be available if all goes well out of the bullpen, but Nick Martinez very excited about this opportunity to pitch in a game that has some serious implications here on game 162 of the regular season, guys.
All right, Emily, thank you very much. Well, Nick Martinez trying to get his 6th win of the year, and he will take on the Oakland Athletics this afternoon. Let's take a look at their lineup that Bob Melvin has put out there. COCO Crisp will lead off. He's the center fielder. And then it's the DH Adam Dunn. Josh Donaldson hits third. Brandon Moss is the cleanup man. Josh Reddick in right field, hitting well against the Rangers again this year. Jen Lowry's the shortstop. Stephen Vogt at first. Giovanni Soto catches. And Eric Sogard plays second and bats ninth.
And we'll look at the Sonic scouting report for Nick Martinez. Don't be fooled by the ERA or the one-loss record. He's been pitching great, especially his last 5 starts. He's getting better as the season winds down, and he's made a lot of progress. Look at his last 5 starts, 2-1, a 2.12 ERA. Opponents are only hitting 2.18 against him. And he, with a little bit of good fortune today, will break 140 innings pitched in his rookie season, which is also a nice little number for him to build on for next year. I think the biggest thing he's been doing, Buzz, he's throwing more strikes. He's more aggressive with his fastball, and it's paying off, and the numbers would indicate the progress that he's making.
Well, you said it all exactly correct, Tom. I agree with you 100%. And the big thing is Nick Martinez believes that he is in the right spot now.
Exactly.
And, that's, once you get to the big leagues, that's probably 75% of the battle for any player, is to believe you belong here and that you can succeed. Strike 2.
I would think for a pitcher it's tough to pound the strike zone with your fastball if you're not confident that you can get the big league hitters out.
Yeah.
I think you tend to nibble and you tend to trick them, and then all of a sudden it kind of clicks. Whoa, I'm having a lot of success and I'm throwing more strikes with my fastball.
2-2 to Crisp, and that's Sky to left field. Ryan Rua drifting over to his left in a couple of steps. That is out number 1. Crisp would begin things by flying out. Ranger defense will take a look at the rest of it. Brought to you today by the Broncos Convention and Visitors Bureau. Now you saw Ryan Rua in left field. He is joined by LEONYS Martin in center and SMOLINSKI in right. Infield of Rosales, Odor, Andrus, and BELTRE. First around to third. Tomas Telis is catching. And the 24-year-old right-hander Nick Martinez on the hill. Well, one gone. Here's Adam Dunn. It's outside and high for ball 1.
Right off the bat, Buzz, in that first at bat to COCO Crisp pretty much did what we were talking about. Behind in the count, 2-1, threw him 2 straight fastballs and got him to pop up to left field.
He's falling behind Adam Dunn, 2 balls and no strikes. Rangers again in an extreme overshift. Dunn, especially on the ground balls, almost exclusively a pull hitter. Adrian Beltre over the normal shortstop spot. 2-0 pitch. That is in for a strike. And it's 2-1. lot of speculation about Adam Dunn being in what some considered his final year, and Dunn said, no, not so fast now. I said might as far as retire. It's that ball well to left field. Ruat drifting back in front of the track. And that is out number 2.
One thing we're seeing from Ryan Dunn is he's got a better chance of hitting the ball well if it's down a little bit above the knees than he does if it's up above the waist.
Yep. Yeah, and what we've seen of him, Tom, I kind of question whether he can catch up with the fastball anymore without having to cheat.
I think that's going to have to be his answer for next year.
Yeah.
In his own mind, does he feel like he can catch up with the fastball? And you know, we don't see him every game. We're only seeing a small sample of the season, but based on what we've seen, that's the conclusion that I think we both agree with.
And Josh Donaldson now, the number 3 hitter, takes low for ball 1. Donaldson, 257, so the average down from last year, but power numbers right up there. Matter of fact, a new career high, 98 RBI, along with the 29 home runs. And just off the outer edge, the off-speed pitch makes it 2 balls and no strikes. Donaldson, the one constant in the middle of the order since Yoenis Cespedes left the ball club. It's been up to Josh Donaldson to man either the number 3 or 4 spot in the order. And with Brandon Moss kind of going by the wayside average-wise, Moss has been on an island a lot of times as far as offensive production. And I think what happens when you get a one-man middle of the order like that, Adrian Beltre would tell you, it makes it tough on that one guy. You're just not going to get the opportunities to drive home runs that often.
Yeah, you don't get as many opportunities, so then it stands to reason when you get your opportunities, you probably try to do a little bit more than you normally would, especially when you're the only one that's really knocking in runs. I feel like if you don't do it, no one else is going to do it. It's probably why when they talk about hitting being contagious, when everybody's hitting, you don't feel that way. You feel like, well, I'm going to go up and give it my best shot, but if I don't do it, the guy behind me is going to do it, and you have the same kind of pressure.
Well, kind of relieves that pressure from the individual. Yeah. 2-2 the count. Nice fan appreciation day crowd out here at Globe Life Park. And Derek Holland headed out to the bullpen just in case. Just a little bit low. Home plate umpire Mark Carlson almost rang up that right hand, but thought better of it at the last second. Watch him flinch. Pitch tracker showing me that very, very close. So the count is full now to Donaldson. Martinez with a payoff pitch. And we'll try it again.
But Derek went home yesterday with a migraine headache, and a bad migraine headache. Not only did he have the pain of a headache, but he was sick. He said he got to sleep last night and slept maybe for a couple of hours was about it. So he was in no shape after feeling that way all day yesterday, hardly sleeping at all, and probably not feeling all that well when he woke up anyway to pitch today.
Off the end of the bat, slowly rolled out to short. Elvis bare hands, throws and gets it. Nice defensive play by Elvis Andrus, and that takes care of the Oakland A's. 3 up and 3 down. We've played half an inning. It's the A's nothing, the Rangers coming up. Now the Athletics down in order in the top of the first. Now the Rangers come to bat against the right-hander, Sonny Gray. We'll take a look at the Southwest Airlines batting order for your Rangers here this afternoon. Leonys Martin again leading things off. Elvis Andrus is next. Then it's the second baseman, Rougned Odor. Adrian Beltre batting cleanup. Jake Smolinski in right field, a .439 hitter in this ballpark. Tomas Daly's batting sixth. Ryan Rua in left field. Luis Sardinas is the DH and batting ninth, the first baseman, Adam Rosales.
On the mound, Sonny Gray. And our Sonic scouting report will tell us he's having a nice season, 13-10, a nice 3.21 ERA. A lot of ground balls, fourth most in the major leagues. He's had 5 starts this year against the Rangers, 3-2.
Well, Martin trying to drag that ball with him and just got it in foul territory. That would have been a base hit had it stayed fair, but Leonys getting it across the chalk, and he'll come back and try it at 0-1.
2 starts ago, Sonny Gray pitched in Oakland against the Rangers. Take another look at the bunt attempt. He definitely would have had a base hit if he kept it fair. He lost that game 7-2, 8 hits, 4 earned runs in 5 innings. Struggled against the Rangers. Lost his last start too to the Angels, but he pitched very well. 1 earned run in 7 innings and struck out 12.
Leonys kind of an undecided hack, and he is down in the count now. No balls, 2 strikes.
He is 0-3 in 5 September starts.
Leonys, as you see, just 2 for 13 against Gray. That's the pitch high. 1-2. Gray, like David Price, who is pitching today for the Tigers out of Vanderbilt University. Off the end of the bat, rolled out to short. Lowry across the diamond. That is out number 1. And we'll take a look at the rest of the A's defense, brought to you by Progressive. Outfield of COCO Crisp in center. He is flanked by Brandon Moss in left and Josh Reddick in right. Stephen Vogt at first, Eric Sogard at second. You saw Jed Lowry, the shortstop. Josh Donaldson at third, and former Ranger Giovanni Soto again catcher. One up, one away. Here's Elvis Andrus. Elvis, a couple of hits last night and an RBI, a .262 average. It's a pitch on the inside corner, a sinker from Gray. It is strike 1.
And Sonny Gray is not a big guy in today's game, where you see so many 6'4", 220-pound right-handed starters. He's right around 6 feet, probably not 200 pounds. But you have to give the kid credit for being a strong, dependable guy. He's made every start. This is 33 starts. He's going to end up with about 217 innings pitched. So he may not be a big guy, but he looks durable. Kind of a guy you can count as a workhorse in the league, when, at least in today's game, getting more than 215 innings.
Now, Gray, originally a Chicago club selection out of high school, did not sign with him. The A's took him in the first round of the 2011 draft. And he gets his first strikeout. Here's Elvis, not able to connect with that pitch, and they're 2 gone.
He's got a very good curveball, and that was a very good slider that he just struck out. He has all 4 traditional pitches. 92, 93 mile an hour fastball that sinks, a good slider, a good curveball, and changeup. He's just a well-rounded, excellent top of the rotation guy.
Well, ground out, a strikeout, 2 away. Rougned Odor now will step in. Odor hitting at .259. There's the curveball from Sonny Gray that drops over the outside corner. It is strike 1. Gray back to the plate. High and tight. Seven triples for Odor this year, tied for 8th in the American League, most by a Rangers rookie since Elvis had 8 back in 2009. Line drive over the loop of Lowry and toward the gap in left center. Cut off by Crisp. He will not be able to make a throw to second. In with a 2-out double through Odor. And Odor continuing to use alley to alley and line to line when he's given the opportunity.
He waited on that pitch, an off-speed pitch, nicely. Drove it right straight over shortstop. Looked like a changeup. Not a terrible pitch. It was up a little bit, but it was tailing away from him on the outside part of the plate. And as a hitter, when you have the ball tailing away from you on the outside part of the plate, that's what you try to do with it. Go the other way. That's my first time up. He got a fastball in and ripped it to right field. So he's finishing strong and doing some great things offensively for a 20-year-old.
Adrian Beltre takes an off-speed pitch low and outside for ball one. We'll see if Gray chooses to go after Adrian or kind of back off and take his chances with someone else. It's out of play to the right. A couple of off-speed pitches to start him off. Take a look at our 4 leaderboard for the Rangers this year. The top average, of course, Adrian Beltre, and also RBI and on-base percentage. Slugging percentage, 177 hits leads the ball club, and 54 multi-hit games for Adrian Beltre. And you might want to throw home runs in there too. He was at 19, and that is tops on the club. 2 balls and a strike. Beltre again, a phenomenal year. American League top 10 in average on-base percentage, slugging percentage, multi-hit games. 2-1 pitch. Pop foul behind home plate. Ray pulling the string, and that evens the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Beltre, though, just 1 for 11 against Sonny Gray in the previous matchups. And Giovanni Soto out to have a chat with the young man. Adrian, the 35-year-old, is showing no signs of slowing down either. Out there every day. Would prefer to play third base every day if given the option, but you have to give him a little time off his feet. An occasional DH job, but he is something. Now the 2-2 from Gray. Check swing, he went around, and that's going to do it as Soto recovers and tags out Adrian Beltre. Rangers get a 2-out double from Rougned Odor, but leave him stranded after 1. Rangers nothing, A's nothing. Scoreless ball game as we head to the top of the second inning. Rangers and A's in the finale of the 2014 season. A's future really up in the air, though. They're going to depend on what happens to the Mariners out in Seattle this afternoon. If they do not win here this afternoon, if the A's lose, they have to hope for a Mariner loss to win the wild card, the second wild card spot. If the A's win, they clinch the wild card spot. If the A's lose and the Mariners lose, they clinch the wild card spot. They end up in a tie. There's a playoff game tomorrow, much like the Rangers had last year with Tampa Bay, a play-in game for the wild card. Left center field on the run is Martin. He can't get there. Brandon Moss cruising into second. A ringing leadoff double.
Well, that ball jumped off his bat and jumped up to the warning track in a hurry. Not a whole lot of breeze, so most of that power was supplied by him. It's a pitch up and out over the plate. Not even a strike. The pitch is a couple inches outside. He still hit it that way to left center field.
It's one of those pitches where you're trying to come inside to a left-hander. You let the ball tail back out, not only over the plate, across the plate. Left-hander able to cover the outside corner. No, Moss at second with nobody out. Josh Reddick, the hitter. He takes ball one. Reddick at 262. He's had a good series here against the Rangers. He's also enjoyed success against Nick Martinez, 3 for 4. And that ball hit well to center field. Martin going back at the trap. Reaches up, can't get it. It's off the wall. Moss being waved around third. The throw comes into third, and sliding in safely as Reddick in to score. Brandon Moss, and on the RBI triple, the A's take a 1-0 lead.
Well, two left-hand hitters going back through the middle toward left center field. Both drove those line drives with authority. And LEONYS almost got to that ball, couldn't quite get to it, but then he launched a throw from back there that almost got Reddick. If we get a look at the throw to third base, you'll see Adrian Beltre just stand there like nothing's happening and then catch the ball and put the tag on Reddick, and Reddick just barely gets there. Adrian just kind of standing there, catches the ball. Close play.
Well, Oakland on top 1-0 now with Reddick at third and nobody out. Field all the way in. One more look at that throw. Lowry, switch hitter up there from the left side. Rangers with the infield all the way in at the cut of the grass. Jed Lowry a 249 average. Off speed, that floats in. And it evens the count at 1-1.
Beltre just kind of standing there so Reddick doesn't think the ball's coming. Reddick's safe, but still a long-range accurate throw by Martin in center field.
Popped him up. Rougned Odor backpedaling onto the skin portion of the infield, makes the catch. And Lowry is out number 1.
A little bit better location with the fastball there. Looked like he tied him up a little bit. The balls that Moss and Reddick hit were up and out over the plate, kind of right in their wheelhouse.
And with Stephen Vogt coming up, let's take time to welcome in Jim Knox. Jim?
All right, appreciate it, Buzz. Nice crowd on Fan Appreciation Day. Rooting the Rangers on, you bet. And the Texas Rangers would like to thank the fans and the corporate sponsors for a great job in helping support the Texas Rangers Baseball Foundation this season. The foundation will continue to work in the off-season as they continue to help kids. And to find out more about that, log on to TexasRangers.com/foundation. Buzz?
All right, Knoxy, thank you. Nick Martinez drops in a curveball to Stephen Vogt on the first pitch. It is 0-1. Vogt a 279 average, 9 home runs, 34 RBI. Again, Ranger infield pulled all the way in. And a little looper into shallow center. On comes Leonys Martin. He can't get there. That drops. Reddick comes in to score. And a looping single by Vogt drives in Reddick to make it a 2-0 A's lead. Vogt for his 35th RBI of the year.
He jammed him. He got the fastball in on him. But in that particular case, it probably worked to his advantage. The ball didn't go far enough for Yannis to catch it.
So 2 Rockets and a blooper. 2 runs across for Oakland. Giovanni Soto comes to the plate. Soto coming off a game that's on to get 2 base hits last night. 2-0 strike 1. Soto 3 for 7 with a double and an RBI in this series. Martinez ready for the 0-1 pitch. Base hit to left center. Stopping at second is Vogt. 2 on with 1 out. Eric Sogard will be next. Well, 4 hits in the inning. And Mike Maddox going to go out now and kind of slow things down a little bit for Nick Martinez.
Well, Nick, in his last 5 starts, we talked about it, how well he'd been pitching. 2.12 ERA. Last 9 starts, opponents are only hitting .241 against him. His last start was one of his best starts against the Astros. 6 2/3, only 5 hits, didn't walk a batter, didn't give up a run in that game. But the A's doing some damage here in the second inning.
Yeah, that they are. Really good experience. Even find a way to put the brakes on this and prevent them from scoring anymore. That's one of the important things that pitchers need to learn is what do we have to change to calm down a hot hitting team in a particular inning. Eric Sogard, a .226 average up there. Breaking ball on the first pitch is in the dirt, and a nice job by Tomas Taylor blocking that ball. Sogard, a home run, 22 driven in. Left-handed hitting second baseman for the Athletics. And the changeup floats outside. 2 balls, no strikes. I like the idea that Nick had when you get in trouble sometimes. I think the natural tendency, especially for a young pitcher, is to try and throw the ball harder. Rear back and unleash your best fastball. And Nick has kind of slowed things down. He's gone off speed, which I like the idea. This is a high. It's 3-0. But you need to be able to throw it for a strike, too. Now, Vogt at second, Soto at first. 3-0 coming to Sogard. Now 3-1. Sogard batting in the 9th spot. Coco Crisp in the top of the order waits to be next. Martinez, a letter high set, back to the plate. Over to his left and back several steps. As Martin makes the catch. Throw comes into second, which is the proper spot. Vogt tags, moves on to third. Soto stays at first. And now with 2 outs, runners at the corners for Coco Crisp. Nick now needing to get Crisp to keep this at a 2-0 deficit. Crisp began things by skying to left field. He was 0 for 1 this afternoon and hitting at .248. Coco Crisp has been struggling since missing some time with a stiff neck. He's 0 for 9 and make that 0 for 10 now in his current downturn. Didn't really want to do it. And the breaking ball gets the swing. It's 0-1. Crisp, since coming back from that neck strain on September 3rd, hitting just .220. I think that .225. And he's another one of the Oakland hitters, though, since the All-Star break has been scuffling. 195. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nick Martinez trying to extricate himself and the Rangers from this trouble spot in the second inning. 1-2 to Crisp. Chris, the veteran center fielder, and again, like a lot of the A's, coming off a year that one of the best offensively for him. Last year, COCO Crisp had a career high 22 home runs. Hit 261 for the A's. 1-2 pitch. 2-2. This Oakland team, decidedly different offensive unit, especially since the trade of LEONYS Cespedes to Boston. You know, it brought John Lester and Johnny Gomes over to be available for Bob Melvin. It did not help the offense. The Athletics offense has really gone down the tube since then. 2-2 pitch. Center field, Leonys Martin waiting for it to come down, puts it away, and that will do it. So Nick Martin is able to minimize the damage a bit. He gives up 2 runs on 4 hits, but strands 2, and after 1.5, the A's 2, Rangers nothing. First of 2 fan photo selections for today, last game of the season, so we're going to do a couple. Our first one comes from Cody. Cody, thanks very much. We do appreciate that, and we appreciate the folks at AT for making this interaction possible all year long. Thanks very much to them. Thanks very much for all of your participation. It's been a lot of fun. And we'll have our last fan photo reveal of 2014 a little bit later on in the ballgame. Well, the Rangers find themselves now trailing by a couple, and Jake Smolinski leading off the Rangers' second. He takes a fastball from Sonny Gray in for strike 1. Smolinski with his 3rd home run of the year last night. And against Sonny Gray, he has found no problem whatsoever against the young right-hander. 3 for 3 is Jake Smolinski. At the end of the bat toward right center, COCO Crisp will retire Smolinski. First time that Sonny Gray has been able to say that about a Smolinski at bat. 1 gone. Tomas Taylor now will face Sonny Gray.
We're talking about the season that Sonny Gray has had. 210 innings. That's the 8th most in the league. Opponent's batting average 234. That's the 6th best. but he was much better the first 2/3 of the year. First 21 starts, he was 12-3 with a 2.65 ERA. He hasn't been terrible since then. His ERA's been 4.31 in his last 11 starts. But because of the inadequate offense that the A's have put up the last couple of months, he's only 1-7 in his last 11 starts. He's pitched better than that, but still 1-7, 4.31 compared to 12-3 and a 2.65 ERA in his first 21 starts.
Yeah, both Sonny Gray and Scott Kazmir, kind of parallel years for the A's. Both got off to great starts first half this season. Gray went a little bit further than Kazmir did. Gray was the American League Pitcher of the Month for July. He went 4-1. But those two, boy, it gave the Athletics a lot of hope that they'd solve their bullpen, or I should say rotation problems when everybody started getting hurt. There's a breaking ball that dips into Taylor's. And the count moves to 2-2.
The one thing the A's did, they knew that Kazmir had never been a overly durable guy. He's a little slightly built guy, and the same with Gray. They weren't sure how they'd respond in the postseason and in September, so they went out and bolstered their staff with John Lester, with Samardzija, with Hamill, 3 veteran guys. And so, you know, we can talk about Cespedes being traded and the offense not being what it had been, but at least if they do go into postseason, the rotation will be set up pretty well with those 3 veteran guys.
Yep.
And we'll see how Sonny Gray and Scott Kazmir respond. Both of them are still throwing the ball pretty well, but they have a deeper rotation now, and I don't know what they'd be looking at in the postseason if they hadn't made those trades for those veteran pitchers.
No, I think the criticism, at least in the Bay Area when we were out there, was centered around not the Samardzija and Hamill's deal, that they kind of mortgaged the future for that, but it was getting rid of Cespedes for Lester, who basically is looked at as a rent-a-player. Chances are, from reports, that Lester will not sign with the A's after this year. He's a free agent. And the questioning was, okay, you give up a guy in the middle of your order in Cespedes, who's a proven commodity, for a guy that you're going to rent for 3 months?
Well, the only way you come out on top is if you go deep into the postseason to get to the World Series, and that's what they were banking on. And I think the A's and Billy Beane will be the first to admit, if they don't go deep into the playoffs and get to the World Series, then that trade was a failure.
Right.
But they'll like John Lester a lot more if they do go to the playoffs and they go to Kansas City and Lester pitches that game and shuts them out 1-0. They'll be talking about it a little bit.
Robinson Chirinos rolls one out to short, and Lowry fires across the diamond. That'll do it. And Sonny Gray gets the Rangers gone in order. 1, 2, 3. We played a couple, and a look from over our shoulders on our RF camera, showing you Globe Live Park. 2-0 A's after 2. A very comfortable afternoon. Temperature 87 degrees at first pitch. Fans enjoying Fan Appreciation Day at Globe Life Park. And Nick Martinez out to start the third inning. Fires a fastball by Adam Dunn. It is 0-1. Dunn, Donaldson, and Moss, the first three A's to face Nick Martinez. The A's got 2 runs on 4 hits in the second inning. Off the fist, shallow center field, coming on Leonys Martin. That is out number 1. Dunn now 0 for 2. And before Donaldson comes up, let's take time for a Mazda game break. Here's John Radigan. John?
Yeah, how about some drama? Mazda started off Jordan Zimmerman, no attempt, 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning, and Christian Yelich with a line drive to left field. Steven Souza makes the incredible diving catch. Zimmerman with the first no-hitter in Nationals history. Not a bad way to finish the season, guys.
I guess not.
Not a bad way at all.
A lot of people think they've got the best team in the National League, so they kind of capped off a great year with a no-hitter. They're going to be tough to beat in postseason play. Steven Strasburg's lighting it up right now. Zimmerman threw a no-hitter. They've got a good team, boy.
Zimmerman missing quite a bit of the time with arm injury.
Yeah, so maybe that'll just mean they'll be stronger in the postseason.
Yeah.
Well rested.
Josh Donaldson out on a roller to short his first time, and goes after the next pitch, but held his swing in time, according to Bill Welke down there at first. 1 ball and 1 strike. Donaldson a .256 average. As Martinez comes back to him. Now 2-1.
Buzz, we're talking about the trades that the A's made, and I think if you're a Ranger fan, you have to be pretty happy with all the trades that the A's made. The trade that brought the 2 pitchers over from the Cubs, they gave up a couple of outstanding young prospects, so down the road that'll show up as lack of depth in the farm system. And then, as you mentioned, Lester came over, and he probably won't stay here. Cespedes was under control for a while, so they lost their middle of the order guy. That's not going to help them next year or the years to come. So down the road, you have to think those trades have hurt the A's. But as we were just saying, those trades weren't made for the future. They were made for the now. And the one way it can come back okay is even if they continue to struggle scoring runs, and even if the reason is Cespedes, one reason they can be successful in the postseason play could be their starting rotation. And if Lester and Samardzija pitch great in the postseason, you're probably going to have lower scoring games because you don't face the 5th starter, and you might only face the 4th starter once. You're facing the best teams with the best pitching. So even if you've got your lineup there, a lot of times it's harder to score anyway. So maybe the emphasis on excellent starting pitching to hold the other team down and hope you can scrape across enough to win might turn out to be successful for them. But if it's not, then I think they'll look back on the trades and what they've done to the future, and the fact that they didn't win now as being highly unsuccessful.
Well, I can guarantee one thing, that if John Lester wins the 7th game of the World Series with a shutout, Billy Beane's going to be hailed as the greatest general manager in the history of the game.
Yeah, I think so. And if they go up to Kansas City and he beats them 2-1 in the playing game to the playoffs, then that'll maybe get the ball rolling in that direction.
0-2, the count to Brandon Moss. The pitch inside. Moss got that 2-run second inning started with a double to left center field. He crunched it out there away from Leonys Martin.
The A's didn't make any attempt to disguise the fact that they got Lester for the postseason. If you look at his record in the postseason, it's probably as good as anybody, maybe the best in recent memory, last 10 years.
Well, Moss flies out, and Nick Martinez has a very quiet and easy 1-2-3 third. They played 2.5 at Globe Life Park. A's 2, Rangers nothing. races is with MLB.com At Bat, the #1 live app for live baseball. Enjoy live look-ins, replay reviews, scores, live radio broadcasts, MLB.tv game of the day, and a whole lot more. Get At Bat for your smartphone or tablet and the App Store, or visit MLB.com. And she is going to MLB.com right now to get that app. She wants to find out what's going on in Chicago with the Royals and the White Sox, and Detroit with the Twins and the Tigers. She can see what's going on with the Rangers and the Athletics. Luis Sardinas leading off the Ranger third inning. 265 the average for the switch hitting middle infielder. 21-year-old getting the opportunity to swing the bat the last couple of times that he started a game at the DH spot. No home runs, 8 driven in for Sardinas. Get an idea of the starts in the different places. He started second, short, and third, and grounds one here deep into the hole. Bobbled, and the throw by Lowry just in time to nip Sardinas. And Lowry almost knocking it straight down by his right foot, able to recover and get the out.
And the first baseman, number 9.
And next will be Adam Rosales. Plank.
Yeah, closed his glove too quick. But he made a nice recovery. Sardinas gets down the line pretty well. He picked it up quickly, had a little something on his throw. He's throwing better this series than we saw him a couple of series back.
Yeah.
He had a sore finger. He was having trouble throwing.
The hobbled Josh Donaldson over at third, able to pick that ground ball off the hands of Adam Rosales off. Boy, Donaldson really struggling. That left leg of his that he banged here on Friday night, hit it on the dirt as he dove for a ball. It really has made it difficult for him to move. But he is in the lineup. I think Bob Melvin is satisfied that maybe Donaldson at 75% is better than whoever else he would have out there. Top of the order once again, Leonys Martin up there. Strike one. Martin, a ground ball to short to start things for the Rangers here today. Hitting at 275. Rangers with just one hit, a Rougned Odor, 2-out double in the first. 1 ball, 1 strike. Martin handling the leadoff chores for the Rangers. Full time the last 3 weeks. 1-2. Martin as a leadoff hitter. This is his 35th start there. His 40th game. He's hit .306 with a .363 on base percentage. And that short sample, that's good for 5th in the major leagues, and guys that have had 125 plate appearances or more. One-two pitch. So you'd have to say that what Martin has been able to show Tim Bogar and the Rangers is that he can handle that leadoff spot, and he has made some adjustments. Tim was talking about the change in the approach that Leonys Martin has had, knowing better when to take a few pitches, when to use the bunt as a weapon. He said that's not to say he does everything perfectly yet, but at least the adjustments that he's making have made a big impact. Another 2-2 pitch. Full count. Well, with 2 outs, Martin trying to get aboard. Elvis Andrus, the number 2 hitter, waits in the on-deck circle. Gray to the wind, and the payoff pitch. Fouled straight down. Giovanni Soto angrily pounding his fist into his glove. Thought he should have had that. Soto back in the Catcher's crouch. Giving up that sign. Another 3-2 is coming. Another foul ball. It's like a lot of guys on a bright sunny day wearing the sunglasses, cut down that glare from the background. Gray with another 3-2. Near the bag at second, Lowry fires onto first, and that'll do it. So Gray now has retired 8 straight Rangers. Make that 7 straight Rangers since the double in the first. 2.5 in the book. Make that 3 in the book. 2-0 Oakland. Texas Rangers baseball is presented by Southwest Airlines. Without a heart, it's just a machine. And by the all-new Mazda 3 with seamless connectivity. Josh Reddick leading off for the A's here in the 4th inning. Facing Nick Martinez, and joining us in the booth in our final act of 2014, Mark McLemore, co-host of Rangers Live before and after the ball games. Mac, we need 2 from you today, at least. Well, 3. No, let's go 3. I want to get ahead of that whole thing.
3. Does it have to be in the same inning, or can
no,
it be
you
4,
can
5, or 6?
You can
spread it out?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I just needed to know exactly
Mac,
what,
today we're going to count after you leave as your runs today.
Yeah.
I like
of the
that.
impact you made while you were here.
I like that.
I'm changing the rules.
You can do that on the last day without penalty.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Well, 1 out, and before Lowry comes up, let's take time for a Mazda game break with John Radigan. John? All right, John, thank you. No, that's one potential game for tomorrow eliminated. Royals and Tigers won't have to do that, and the Royals have the top wild card. Even if Oakland were to win this game and be tied with Kansas City, Kansas City has the tiebreaker, so that would put Kansas City as the hosting wild card participant. 2 very quick outs. Nick Martinez gets Lowry, and Stephen Vogt will be next. And the other potential play-in game would be the Oakland A's and the Seattle Mariners. And Seattle will be getting underway in about 10 minutes. They are hosting the Los Angeles Angels up at Seiko Field in Seattle. If Oakland does not win, if the Rangers are able to come back and defeat Oakland, and Seattle wins, there would be a playoff game tomorrow in Seattle. So Oakland would have to go from here to the Northwest, play that game, and the winner of that game would then go on and play Kansas City the next day. Get your frequent flyer miles racked up in a hurry.
That'd be pretty rough, because I believe it would be a day game as well.
Yeah, not in a good day. A ball and a strike. The count to Vogt. Stephen Vogt an RBI singles. He looped one to center field back in the second inning. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Vogt a .282 hitter as he awaits the offering by Nick. Pulled hard and foul down the first base side. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Martinez nearing the 60 pitch mark here in the 4th inning. Two and 2. Mac, what have you thought about the development of Nick Martinez the last month or so?
You know, I think he's come a long way. He's made some strides. He's progressed. You know, it looks like he's in that cycle now where he takes a couple of steps forward and then maybe 1 step back. But as long as he comes back and makes those 2 steps forward again, that's fine. That's really all that you can ask for. But I like his consistency this month. You know, he's been very aggressive with his fastball, throwing it for strikes, staying away from the middle of the plate for the most part. And I think, you know, when he pitches ahead, as you well know, he pitches ahead, he's in a much better position.
Are you seeing him make some strides as far as being a better competitor? In other words, reacting in certain situations, tough situations, like you would like him to react as a competitor?
I think he can get better, but I do like how it's changed, how it has gotten better over the course of the season, and really slowing the game down. You know, they talk a lot about slowing the game down and not letting it overwhelm you. I think we've seen him get better at that. I still think he's got some room to grow, obviously, but he has gotten better over the summer with that.
I've noticed a pretty big difference, I think, in his body language on the mound. That no longer do you see the shoulders slump in key situations after, you know, he gets himself into a jam. He seems a much more positive approach physically to the situation.
Yeah, he doesn't get, you don't see that frustration out there, like, right, how did that happen, or, you know, just bewilderment. You don't see that as much.
That ball is hammered to right field, down the line. It's hooking and foul. Vogt got the good wood on that one and just missed that foul pole. And that brings Tomas Taillys out to talk to Nick Martinez. Something along the lines of, let's not do that again. But Nick with a new baseball back up on top of the hill, both back in the batter's box. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch in the dirt, a full count. The Vogt trying to extend this 4th inning. Giovanni Soto, the veteran catcher, waits to be next. Nick Martinez trying to get his 8th consecutive hitter retired here to finish off this 4th inning. Payoff pitch. Popped up. That will reach the seats over the A's dugout. And we'll try it again. The Vogt having a long at bat. The 11th pitch of this at bat. will be offered by Nick Martinez. Jack in the Box pitch tracker showing the various locations of those offerings. This will be in play to left center field. Anaheim Martinez has it under control, and that will do it. And Nick Martinez, after a long at bat, able to get Stephen Vogt, sends the A's down in order. We finished 3.5 at Globe Life Park. It's the A's 2 and the Rangers nothing.
Trailing the A's by a score of 2-0, and as it has been well documented, it's been a rough season for these Texas Rangers, but in spite of all that, the fans have shown their support, and Elvis Andrus has a message for said fans.
Big thanks from for all my teammates, to all the support. I think that it was tough, but they make it a little easier for us. All the cheering and all the support, and we're still here today, and hopefully, we can give it a great game tonight, too.
And Elvis, one of those guys doubly motivated in the offseason to make things different next year. He admits that he did not do the work that he wished he would have done in the offseason, looking back now. And he said instead of taking a month off like he usually does, shutting it down totally baseball-wise, he's going to take 2 weeks off and then wants to hit it really hard, bound and determined to make up for what was a disappointing season for him personally this year, guys.
All right, Emily, thank you. The Rams won the short off the glove of Lowry in a shallow left center field. Elvis, a big turn, will hang on at first with a base hit. Well, Elvis's first hit of the afternoon, just the second hit for the Rangers. One on, nobody out. Rougned Odor, who has the other hit, will step to the plate.
A well-hit ball by Elvis. Lowry's made better plays, as we mentioned earlier, this series than we've seen in the past couple series we played. One of the reasons might be because he had an injured finger on his throwing hand, and he's throwing much better now, so if he fielded that ball, he might have had a shot at it. Last time we played him, I don't think he would have.
Yeah, he had a couple of errors in that series out in Oakland that were on routine throws that he just wasn't close with.
No.
First pitch to Rougned is inside for ball one. Odor, a ringing double to center field. Left center field, his first time up. Average at 261. Tom, you were talking the other day about guys trying to round off their numbers, round them up, hopefully.
Yeah.
Odor in a position where he can round it up to stay over 260. That would be something for the 20-year-old.
Yeah, I think it is. It's like, it's like, I guess the all-time rounding up is whether you lose 99 games or 100 games. Yeah. But I think for a hitter, you see 260 as opposed to 258. Looks a lot better. Just like $9.99 looks a lot cheaper than $10.
Yeah.
Numbers are psychological, I guess. There's not that much difference in them, but the way they're perceived and looked at is slightly different.
Double play ground ball. SOGARD, Lowry, not in time to get Odor. Now the fielder's choice erases Elvis Andrus. That ball just not hit sharply enough to allow the turning of two. Odor at first, one away now for Adrian Beltre.
I'm sure Donaldson would rather knock in 100 runs than 98. Someone must have 9 home runs. Crisp has 9 home runs. He'd rather hit 10. Crisp could round off everything. I hope he doesn't today. 248, 9, and 47. If he gets a couple hits and hits a 3-run homer, he'd move it up to 250, 10, and 50. Looks a much better year. That's just a personal thing. That has no baseball relevance whatsoever. In fact, some of the guys probably don't even have the slightest idea that it makes any difference. That's just me talking.
I know Adrian would like to finish with 20 home runs. He's got 19 right now. That'd be a nice roundup.
Yeah, he'd like to hit a 3-run homer, hit 20 and 8, have 20 home runs and 80 runs batted in.
Instead, he got one on his right cheek. Oop. Came off his shoulder and got him on the cheek. Oh, 0-1 the count to Beltre. Adrian a strikeout back in the first inning. Sonny Gray has struck out 3 this afternoon. He has not walked a hitter. Checking Odor at first. 1 ball, 1 strike. This year, a .356 average at home. The second best in the American League. Chopper to third. On the run, Donaldson. The throw gets Beltre into second. And into scoring position goes Rougned Odor, but he's there with 2 outs. And Jake Smolinski now will come up. Smolinski, a fly ball to center. His first time to the plate. Hitting at .361 for the year.
A couple of games that are over. Houston's game is over and Detroit's game is over. Now, there's talk before the game. Altuve was hitting .340 coming into today's game. Martinez was hitting .337. So if Altuve went 0 for 4 and Martinez went 2 for 3 or something like that, Martinez could have overtaken him. There's some talk that Altuve wasn't going to play. And Altuve said he did want to play, and he went 2 for 4 and ended up hitting .341. Martinez went 0 for 3 and ended up hitting .335. So Altuve is the batting champ. Great year for Martinez, but man, Altuve seems like he hit .340 all season long. He didn't go down to .290 and up to .350. He was right between .330 and .340 all year long.
Ended up with right around 230 hits.
Yeah, yeah, what a year.
Quite a year. And speaking of quite a year, how about Jake Smolinski, a .348 average in the 12 games that he's come back off the disabled list. Takes that breaking ball from Gray that dips in at the knees. It's 2-1. Well, when people start talking about the biggest surprises the Rangers have had this year, certainly Jake Smolinski is going to be in that discussion. He has really opened some eyes in the Rangers organization.
I think when you sign as a minor league free agent with an opportunity to come to spring training, you get the invite to spring training, and then you play your way into a semi-regular role, in fact a regular role in September, and play well enough to go into spring training next year with consideration. That has to be a little bit of a surprise that you would come from a minor league free agent, not on a major league roster, to accomplish that. It's a pretty nice accomplishment for Jake.
Yeah, it's called taking the opportunity and seizing the opportunity, making the most of it.
Yeah.
And for all the folks that are really numbers enthusiasts, how about a guy that's a career 267 minor league hitter, and at the major league level he's hitting 361, and not a small sample. He's gone on strikes here, but Rangers get a hit. Strander running. We have finished 4 at Glow Fly Park. It remains the A's 2 and the Rangers nothing.
Appreciation Day. The Rangers doing something great for a lot of the fans throughout the stadium. They're just handing out baseballs, trips, you name it. Philip, what happened a couple innings ago?
I looked up at the board and I just saw my seat on there and I wanted Pudge Rodriguez baseball.
Excellent. Pudge Rodriguez baseball. Congratulations. Fan Appreciation Day. Yeah, go Rangers. Something new. We got Tex right here next to you. Go ahead and let him know where he's getting the rest of the game, Tex.
Rangers!
Oh, we got Tex right behind you. The rest of the game. How about that, huh? All right, Tex. Way to go.
Well done, Noxie. Clear out that section, at least in front of him.
Boy, Tex has been coming to Ranger games. Boy, I don't know the first year I saw Tex, but it was back at the old ballpark. He's one of the Rangers' best fans.
0-1 the count to Giovanni Soto. And Nick Martinez missing inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Soto a base hit to center, his first time up there. Giovanni. A 244 average now. 1-2.
And Nick had the 1 bad inning in the second. He gave up 4 hits. Those are all 4 hits that he's given up. 1, 2, 3 first, third, and fourth. 4 hits to 5 hitters.
Next pitch to Soto. BELTRE backs up, gets a favorable hop, and fires a strike. 1 gone. Now the number 9 man in the A's order, Eric SOGARD. SOGARD hit a fly ball to center. That was back in the second inning. Martinez now has retired the last 9 that he has faced. And he drops in a breaking ball for strike 1. SOGARD hitting at 225 with a home run and 22 driven in. Rosales, a little underhand flip. 2 gone. And Nick Martinez on a pretty good roll now.
He got a couple of big outs with men on base in the second to limit the damage and turned it around.
Folks, Southwest Airlines is celebrating the arrival of 15 new nonstop destinations out of Dallas Love Field. Just go to southwest.com/RangersLove to enter to win round-trip tickets. Two up, two away. Top of the order for the third time. COCO Crisp, who has flied out both times he has faced Martinez today. First pitch from Nick. And the breaking ball makes it 1-0. Birthday wishes to Steve Bouchel. Boo. AAA manager. It'll be interesting to see what happens with not only the managerial search, but the coaching staff too. What happens when the new manager is named, if the coaching staff remains intact or if there are some changes. Bouchel, of course, earning consideration for an interview for the manager's job after managing at Round Rock this year, AAA Rangers affiliate. A lot of positive feedback about Lou's job as a manager.
Yeah, I think it will be very interesting, especially the coaching staff. What happens there if that new manager comes in? Do you want one, two guys, or however it's going to play out? Whether it's going to be John Daniels that appoints the coaches, or what? It will be very interesting. Boo is obviously going to be interviewed, so that's a great thing for him. And I think he'll be a fine manager at some point.
Yeah, real good feel for the game, and he really handles people well. He's great to people. According to the guys that have played for him, both at AA and AAA, he's really a good guy to play baseball for.
I think when you watch Boo around the batting cage in September, you see all the kids that play for him kind of looking for him, talking to him. I think he does have a great way with players.
Another 1-2-3 inning, and that would be 13 straight. Sent down by Nick Martinez. We're halfway through the ball game. It remains the A's 2 and the Rangers nothing. Folks, tickets are on sale for the second annual Eli Young Band's House Party. This year's event is scheduled for November the 8th, and it features the Eli Young Band, Gary Allen, Pat Green, Cody Johnson, and Maddie and Tay. Tickets start at just $29, and they are available at TexasRangers.com/Eli Young Band. Having a great time at the ball yard. Relax, kicking back, enjoying a Sunday afternoon on Fan Appreciation Day. Rougned Odor starting off the bottom of the 6th inning. excuse me, bottom of the 5th inning. I was an inning ahead of myself. And it's Tomas Taillys. One of those guys up there, and switch hitter. To right center field, that is up the alley and one hop off the wall. Taillys into second. That was a ringing leadoff double.
Well, he hit that ball about 405 feet right into the corner out there at the 407 sign. Tim Bogart was saying before the game he wanted to give Taillys this start because he felt like he had some pretty good at-bats against Gray in Oakland. And Gray is a very tough right-handed pitcher. So he's had a pretty good at-bat against him in this game, too.
1 for 2 now, and he is in scoring position. Rangers trying to get on the board. They are trailing 2-0. Ryan Rua, he's grounded out to short his first time. It was after that first high fastball with no success. Rua at 291, a couple of home runs. 14 RBI, trying to pick up Taillys from second. Up the middle, off the foot of Gray. And a tough hop, the throw not in time. It's going to be an infield single. SOGARD got to the ball, but had to wait till it came down after it caromed high in the air. And Rua with the infield base hit. And now the trainer and the Oakland manager, Bob Melvin, going out to check on Gray. That got him on the left foot.
It's too bad for Ryan. That ball looked like it was headed up the middle for an RBI single. Fortunately, they weren't able to convert it into an out. And hopefully for Sonny Gray, it's not any kind of an injury. You'd hate to see him get hurt this time of year, or any time for that matter. Looks like he's okay. He got most of his spike and not his ankle.
Soto out just to make sure. And well, the Rangers with runners at the corners, nobody out here in the 5th inning. Now, Luis Sardinas, the designated hitter, will come to the plate. Sardinas, a ground ball to short, back in the 3rd inning. A's with runners at first and third, nobody out. We'll play the infield back. They're looking for the double play up the middle. They've got Josh Donaldson at third, playing even with the bag. Gray from the stretch, and the first pitch. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, I would think for Sonny Gray, I mean, it's not going to feel very good either foot you get hit, but if you get hit on the left foot, at least that's your plant leg coming out. It's not the one you balance on as you're trying to go through your motion. You know, a little bit easier to handle. Of course, if it swells at all, putting that foot down and trying to extend out over it consistently might be problematic. One and 0, the count to Sardinas. Foul back to the screen. Okay, Mac, this is what brought you up for. It's time here.
We're about to score.
Okay.
We're getting ready to do it right now.
All right.
Sardinas, sack fly to left.
Is that what it's going to be?
Yes. I'm going on record.
That's pretty impressive. And not only can you score at will, you can predict it before it happens. Sardinas checking with Gary Pettis, the Ranger third base coach, just to see if there might be something on he needs to be aware of. Gary, of course, walking over to Tomas Taillys to say something to him. 1-1 pitch. The bunt is on like a safety squeeze.
Well, that would have been nice if he could have bunted that right to the second baseman. Would have scored a run, moved the guy to second. Don't know what would have happened at first. He got a runner and maybe got a second runner. Kind of way hard to the first baseman might have been different then. Now, is that a play he would do on his own, Mac, or is there a sign for that kind of a play?
Honestly, I hope there's not a sign for that play. not with nobody out and runners at first and third. In this situation, I let him swing the bat and put the bunt on.
He's down on strikes as Gray gets a huge punch out.
I guess you have to be pretty precise with the bunt to get the runner in from third, because the first baseman's holding the runner and the pitcher, of course, is right there.
Right.
If you don't hit it between them, you really haven't accomplished much, I don't think.
No.
No, one out now, still runs at the corners.
Yeah, I think he did that on his own. But in a situation like that, he's got to get the ball to the second baseman. You can't bunt that ball to the first baseman because he's coming home.
Right.
And he's got to play at Talese, who's not the swiftest runner on the bases. And that's what you really have to look out for. So that's why I think he did it on his own, just trying to make something happen.
Double play ground ball. Donaldson to second. And they turn it around the horn. And the Rangers miss a golden opportunity with 2 on and nobody out. They come up empty. They strand 1. After 5 innings of play, it remains the A's 2 and the Rangers nothing. Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. The Ford Summer Spectacular Sales Event. Now playing at a Ford dealer near you. The Rangers had a great opportunity to get on the board, slipped through their fingers in that last inning. First and third, and nobody out. Came up empty. So the A's come to bat here in the 6th inning with Dunn, Donaldson, and Moss, the first 3 to face Nick Martinez. And Derek Holland feeling well enough at least to get out and loosen up in that bullpen. Tom told me that Tim Bogart's read on Holland was that probably didn't have enough gas in the tank after the migraine yesterday to start the game, but he said he might be available in the bullpen. That's good to see.
Yep.
Adam Dunn, a couple of flyouts this afternoon. 1 ball, no strikes. Dunn now 2001 career games. He has the longest streak without playing in the postseason of any active player. And if the A's are able to win this ball game this afternoon, that streak will come to an end. He will be in the wild card playoff game. 2-1 the count to him now.
You know, you'd like to see that happen for a guy like Adam Dunn, who's been very productive over his career. I think everybody should be so lucky to be able to play in postseason. It doesn't happen to everybody, but that is definitely a special time.
Nick Martinez reading the signs. Now he winds the 2-2 pitch. Towering fly ball down the right field line, but it's hooking and going foul. Well back into the crowd. The count remains at 2-2. And folks, a quick reminder that I'd like you to watch Chevy Hometown Kids every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock right here on Fox Sports Southwest, where it's not about the score, it's about the experience. Got him swinging. Nick Martinez with just his second strikeout this afternoon. Done, gone. Josh Donaldson coming up. Let's take time for, again, a Mazda game break with John Redick. All right, John, thank you. Quite a year for Derek Jeter.
Love the ceremony in New York. The Red Sox had a nice ceremony as well. They brought back a lot of former Boston sports stars. Bobby Orr was there. Hockey player. Paul Pierce, basketball player, was there. Carl Yastrzemski came back for it.
These guys out 2 away. And let's check in with Jim Knox once again. Jim?
Oh, I appreciate it, Buzz. Fan Appreciation Day continues to the stand. We have Gene and Walker. Okay, you guys came in from San Angelo. What happened a couple innings ago?
A couple innings ago on Fan Appreciation Day, we got an ADRIAN BELTRE signed baseball. Like to thank the Rangers and like to thank them for not losing 100 games.
There we go. All right. Walker, what do you think? ADRIAN BELTRE signed baseball right here, buddy.
Yep, absolutely. It's a great deal. I mean, paid great money for these tickets. We got it back with this ball.
Now, here we go. All right, Martinez now leaving the game. Buzz.
All right, Knoxy, thank you. And the left-hander, Derek Holland, coming on as Nick Martinez gets a nice ovation from the crowd behind the Rangers dugout. So a pitching change underway. Derek Holland will be the new pitcher when we come back after this timeout on Fox Sports Southwest. Well, Derek Holland on now to pitch with 2 outs in the 6th inning. Base is empty, and Holland fires a strike to Brandon Moss. Well, Derek not able to go last night. He is out there this afternoon in relief. One ball, 1 strike. Saw the numbers on Holland. 5 starts in this month of September. The second lowest ERA of pitcher qualifying number of innings in the month of September. It's Moss on the fist with that fastball, and the count moves to 1-2. Moss today has doubled and scored a run. He's also flied to center. The hits are even at 4, but the A's put all 4 of their hits together in the second for their 2 runs. 2-2. Moss's average at 234. 81 RBI. The power number 2nd on the ball club to Josh Donaldson. 2-2 pitch. Chopped out to shortstop Elvis Andrus on the second base side of the bag. And he fires on to first. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. Martinez got the first 2. Hammond gets the last one. 5.5 in the books. 2-0 Oakland. By Sonic. Today's jackpot is worth $2,000 and dinner for 2 at Sonic Drive-In. Today the Rangers are hitting for Andy Cook from Haltom City. And if a Ranger hits a grand slam this inning, Andy Cook from Haltom City will win $25,000. You can register next year at a participating Sonic restaurants. Now for the Rangers, it'll be LEONYS Martin in the top of the order here in the 6th inning. Sonny Gray out protecting a 2-0 A's lead. Martin 0 for 2, a couple of ground outs to short this afternoon. Gray's first pitch is that big breaking ball that bends in for strike 1. LEONYS last at bat tried to bunt his way aboard and bunted foul before grounding out. He gets this one down. Too close, though, to Sonny Gray, who's a very good athlete. He bounced off the mound and handled that for out number 1. Well, on our final day of the 2014 season, all 5 of us that have been with you below these many months, I'd like to say thanks to all of you. We've had a great year. And despite the trials and tribulations the Rangers have had, it's been a great 2014. And for myself and for all of us, I think we'd like to thank all of you that have been so supportive of Texas Rangers baseball this year. We appreciate the chance to bring the enjoyment to you that you've been provided this year.
Buzz, you're exactly right. You know, in the stands, Ranger fans continue to stick with the Rangers throughout the season despite just a plethora of injuries, and the fans seem to be always in a good spirit anytime you come to the ballpark, and I know they're looking forward to next season, and I know we are too.
Yeah, just want to echo the sentiments, Buzz, that you said. Also, too, what Elvis said. Those guys take it hard in the clubhouse when they don't play well. Obviously, they wanted to do better. We hope we've been able to bring you some bright spots in what was a relatively dark season for this team. Nice to end, hopefully, on a high note. Despite what happens here, the fact that they've played such good baseball in the month of September is definitely encouraging. And a big thanks, of course, to the guys and gals in the truck that make us look good at times. At times make us look not so good. Well, won't mention any names there. But, of course, huge thank you to everyone in that truck who works so hard to bring this production home to you guys every day.
Yeah, I'd like to second that. At the risk of breaking out in hives, I'd like to compliment the guys that we work with all the time. We have the best production people in baseball and maybe in all the sports, but we kid each other a lot. We get on each other a lot, but they are great. Hats off to all of you guys, all the camera folks, the guys in the truck, and the gals in the truck. Allie up here in the booth with us. You make our job so much easier, and we appreciate, believe me, everything that you all do.
Yeah, and I'd like to thank you guys for bringing me in, especially you two guys, letting me ride your coattails every day at home, and taking care of me, taking me under your wing, and showing me how to do this stuff on a daily basis. I appreciate it, and all you guys in the truck for welcoming me into that family. You're always in my ear with all the good stuff that we don't get to share with the fans all the time. So thank all of you guys. I appreciate it.
And regardless of the results, the wins and losses this season, there are a lot worse things we could all be doing for a living. That's for sure. So a big thanks to the Rangers and to the fans, obviously, for another memorable season.
Yeah, it could be a lot worse, Emily. Like, how would you like to come to the game like these guys, huh?
Oh, Jim, only you. Only you.
Wow. Moxie had that in his back pocket the whole time. He just wanted everybody to get their thanks out, and then he was going to put the finishing touches on it. That's perfect.
We're lucky to have Jim now.
That double play is going to end the Rangers' sixth, and the double play takes care of the one-out single by Elvis Andrus. Well, Mac, thanks for everything you've done for us. You've really added a lot to our telecast. It's been a pleasure, and we'll look forward to seeing you next year. And thanks again for everything.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
2-0 A's as we go to the seventh inning. Oakland lead. A's, of course, with a win today. That clinches their wild card spot. Rangers had one big opportunity. That was gone by the waysides in the fifth. Nick Martinez, an outstanding outing here today at 5 2/3. 2 runs on 4 hits with 2 strikeouts, giving way to Derek Holland. And Holland working in the seventh inning. Fires a strike to Josh Reddick. It is 0-2. Reddick has had an RBI triple and scored in the second inning. I'm just missing high and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Derek feeling well enough to toss it up there at about 95. So you're going to have a whole bunch of guys hanging around trying to get a migraine. That's the result of it.
You know, Buzz, it could easily be the case. You know, I know Derek didn't sleep much last night. He was sick. He had a headache. He had a terrible migraine. So he woke up this morning. He had to feel terrible. Probably got to the ballpark, you know, 8:30, 9 o'clock-ish. Still felt terrible. There's no way he could start the game. But who knows? Maybe over the last 5 or 6 hours, he's rested a little bit. Obviously feels well enough to pitch. But I doubt that he felt that way when he got to the ballpark today.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure whether it was a consideration. You know, it's Nick's game to start today anyway, so maybe the game plan all along was for Nick to start and for Derek to come in and pitch as long as he felt well.
No, he gets Reddick on a swinging strike 3. That is out number 1, and Jed Lowry will be next. And let's check in once again with Emily Jones. Em?
Yeah, Tim Bogar said after talking to Derek, he realized he was not well enough to start the game, but he was going to get an IV, you know, an hour or so before the game and then see how he felt leading up to game time as far as his availability out of the bullpen. So the decision to not start him was made relatively early on, and then they were going to wait till closer to game time to figure out the bullpen part.
Yeah, Lowry lofts a fly ball to fairly deep center field. Leonys Martin retreating, and just as he steps onto the warning track, makes the catch for out number 2.
I want to get one of those IVs and hook myself up to it every now and then when I'm not feeling good. If he felt that bad and he's good enough to throw 95 and get 3 up and 3 down with a strikeout, pretty good IV.
No kidding. Well, folks, we want to remind you that the Ranger team shops are open all year round. They're located in Dallas at the corner of McKinney and Pearl, and in Fort Worth at Sundance Square. Also here, the majestic Grand Slam shop at Globe Life Park. You can stop by, I should say, for your official team merchandise. Any of the Ranger team shops. For hours and information, visit TexasRangers.com/retail.
Buzz, I've got a few people I want to thank too. People who have sent us stuff throughout the season on multiple occasions. If I don't mention your name, it doesn't mean we didn't appreciate it. It's just we didn't have time to mention everybody. But Robbie and Gary Farina, Russ and Melody Nickel, Becky Farrell, Shirley Coast, Patty Potek, and Gary Gunter. Thank you guys for all the nice things you sent us all season long. We definitely appreciate that.
I will second that too. I've been partaking in some of that.
In fact, we ate a bunch of it before the game, so thank you very much. Very, very thoughtful of you, and we never take it for granted. And again, if you didn't hear your name mentioned and you sent something during the season, we appreciate it, we love it, and we thank you for doing it. It means a lot to us.
Derek Holland, after a visit from Tomas Taylor, back up there. Count of 1 ball and 2 strikes to Stephen Vogt. 2-2 now.
I personally want to thank Emily for the banana cream pudding that she made yesterday and brought up here.
There you go. I don't know how you could not like that.
Evidently, there was someone who didn't like it.
Well,
sure wasn't up in our booth, though, I'll tell you that anyway.
That'd be the same guy or gal that didn't like puppies.
Well, good call. That's a great call. We won't go into that one, but that's a pretty clever call right there.
That is out number 3. Well, Derek Holland works a 1-2-3 7th, and now please join Chuck Morgan, the voice of Globe Life Park, as he introduces God Bless America.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please rise as we pause to honor the men and women of our armed services, both at home and around the world.
Time now for the second and last of our AT&T fan photo selection of the afternoon. And this one coming to us from Dawn. And Dawn, thank you very much. We appreciate that photo. And thanks to all of you who have submitted your photos this year. We appreciate the work of AT&T and their support in making all this happen. And thanks to everybody involved for making this a year-long extravaganza of photos. Adrian Beltre starting things off against Sonny Gray here in the 7th, and Beltre takes strike one. Adrian a strikeout and a ground ball to third today. 0 for 2, hitting at .324. Oh, 1 pitch from Gray. Donaldson on to first, one gone.
You know, Buzz, in our scouting report on Sonny Gray, we mentioned that he had given up the 4th most ground balls in baseball. It's ground ball outs, ground ball hits, just ground balls. Today in the game, there's been 19 outs. 13 of them have come as the result of ground balls. There were 2 double plays. He struck out 5. There's only been 1 out in the air, and that was Smolinski's fly ball to center field in the second inning. So
that's amazing.
Today pretty much bears out that he is a ground ball pitcher.
And he gets a strike here, did Jake?
He pitched out a huge jam back in the 5th inning, 1st and 3rd, and nobody out. And they have to win this game, because if they win, if they lose and Seattle wins, they have to go play Seattle.
Right.
They need to win this game, so he's clinging to a 2-run lead. He's got 1st and 3rd and nobody out. He gets a strikeout and a double play. And he pumped his fist and walked off the field feeling pretty good after that out. And here he is. He's only thrown 74 pitches. 1 out in the 7th inning. The biggest game of the year for the A's. So limped to the finish line.
Polinski driving it to right field. Going back is Reddick, and he stops just as he steps onto the warning track. That is out number 2. Now we'll go back to yesterday with our AT&T UVerse Rewind. And how about Jake Smolinski against Jeff Samardzija? His 3rd Major League home run, a blast into the left field seats by Jake Smolinski. 2 outs here in the Rangers 7th. And Tomas Taglies, who doubled his last time up. 1 for 2. Steps in against Sonny Gray and takes strike one. Taglies, a 1-hop smash off the 407 sign in deepest right center field last time up. 254 average overall with 8 RBI. Way inside from Gray. Well, checking the scoreboard, Kansas City continuing to win, but that game is meaningless now that the Tigers shut out Minnesota 3-0. That makes Kansas City the top wild card and the host of the wild card game, no matter what happens. Another ground ball. And that is out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down. And Sonny Gray showing no signs of letting up. He sailed through 7 innings. It's the A's 2, the Rangers nothing as we head to the 8th.
time for the Progressive Fan of the Game. We're going to give it to the entire fans of the season, because as we take a look back, what a great year it's been in the stands. Started with the Chew fan club. Love those guys. Also, can you believe we ran into Michael Choice's mom in the stands rooting her son on? And one of our favorite nights, dog night, Beans doing his deal, balancing the beer and eating the hot dog. How about the Hard Luck fan? He gets a great catch on a foul ball, then he bobbles it. You know, in the stands, we saw a lot of interesting people. Chewbacca, Yoda, and then Rita, the oldest fan we saw this season, 99 years young, taking her very first game. The feel-good story, Wilder Rodriguez, his dad, in the stands watching his son play baseball, very first game in Major League after 13 seasons in the minors. But you know what, guys? It's all about the fans. A lot of people to think about. And to thank, of course, Kurt Diker, the best producer in the world. Dave Burchett, the best director. We also have Louie punching the board. Carla, we're not going to forget about you. EJ, Toast, Malcolm working that audio. Chris, Kelly Donaldson. We love you, Kelly, and all your video crew. Don't forget all the cameramans out here. Jeff Irwin, Dave Manley, Chris Fitzpatrick, and of course the best broadcasting booth. That is Buzz, Tom Mack, thanks for filling in. Emily Jones, you're the best. Don't forget John Radican, Rick Rayner, Dana Larson, of course all the fans. What a great season it's been. I promise you, JD will get it straight. Injuries this past year, we're going to the playoffs next year, I guarantee it. Right now, 6 flags on me.
Oh, man.
Only Jim Knox.
That's Knoxy at his best, boy.
That is classic, Jim
He
Knox.
saves his best for last. He goes out on a high every year. That's great. I love that.
The Knox takeaway. Well, as you saw during Knox's monologue there as he was being carried out, Giovanni Soto began the 8th inning by singling to center field. Eric Sogard up there now with a count of 2 balls and no strikes. That base hit, by the way, for Soto is second of the afternoon. He's 2 for 3.
Yeah, Ranger pitchers had retired 17 straight.
Pop up and coming down the line in foul territory. Rosales makes the grab. And the sacrifice goes awry. That's out number 1. And let's take time right here for a monster game break with John Reddick. All right, John, thank you. Well, the Rangers have a couple of opportunities to get back in this ball game. Right now it's up to Derek Holland to make sure that it stays a 2-0 deficit. He's got the top of the order, COCO Crisp. Crisp will turn around and bat from the right side for the first time today. Breaking ball from Holland, low and inside for ball 1. Crisp has flied out twice and grounded out. All 3 times against the starter, Nick Martinez. Nick went 5 2/3. 4 hits, 2 runs. They were both earned. No walks, 2 strikeouts before giving way to Derek Holland in the 6th inning. Can Beltre turn it? Odor does. 5-4-3, and it doesn't get much better than that. Started by Beltre. Around the horn, the A's are gone after a hit, but the double play takes care of it. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Some glove magic from Beltre. Rangers trailing by 2. of the day, and this is how the last inning ended. Up the ladder goes Beltre, and a quick throw to first or second, and the throw to first, freaky fast delivery of the 2-ball by the Rangers and Adrian Beltre. Jimmy Johns showing you some of the best of Adrian. Beltre back on the bench. Rangers come to bat here in the bottom of the 8th inning, trailing 2-0. It'll be the bottom third of the order to face Sonny Gray, Ryan Rua, Luis Sardinas, and Adam Rosales. 36,381 on hand here this afternoon. The first pitch of the 8th is in for a strike. Rangers, with that total this afternoon, now have drawn 2,718,723 this year. Donaldson to his left throws out Rua, one away.
No one can get the ball in the air except Jake SMOLINSKI. Both balls that have been out in the air were hit by Jake. Everything else has been on the ground. And most of them haven't been hit very hard either. Sonny Gray is putting on a dominating performance right now.
Now time for a Coors Light Cold Hard Fact. Brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Texas Rangers, something to look forward to. 147 days now until pitchers and catchers report to surprise Arizona for spring training. So make your plans now. You don't want to get caught short on time. Nearly 6 months to the day after the first pitch was thrown here against the Philadelphia Phillies by the Rangers. We are going to come down to a close in the 2014 season. That was March 31st. And here we are in September 28th. Rangers going through a season they would just as soon forget, although there have been some great things happen, especially with the younger guys that have been able to come up and start to make their mark. Sardinas gets hit by a Sonny Gray pitch, so he was aboard with one out.
That was an off-speed pitch. Luis just took one for the team. Didn't look like he made a whole lot of effort to get out of the way. Need base runners any way we can get them. We'll take it.
Well, that brings the tying run to the plate now in the person of Adam Rosales.
He didn't move a bit, boy. He's getting ready for it. It looked like a slider down in there.
Rosales has grounded out twice today against Sonny Gray, once into a double play. And he takes that first slider and on the outside corner for strike one.
Felix Hernandez is pitching right now in Seattle. They're ahead 1-0 after 3.5 innings against the Angels. And they're watching the scoreboard. They're keeping their fingers crossed for a Ranger rally here late in the ball game. Sonny Gray has been tough. Ooh.
That was a pitch Adam would love to have back. That fastball up, and that's not a normal location this afternoon anyway for Sonny Gray.
Sonny Gray doesn't give up a lot of home runs. He's given up 15, but well over 200 innings pitched. And he doesn't throw many pitches right there. Most of his fastballs sink and they're down.
Sean Doolittle, the left-handed closer, out in that A's bullpen. 0-2 coming to Rosales. Little cue shot to right field, but Reddick positioned pretty well, makes the catch. That is out number 2. Back to first goes Sardinas, and it'll bring up LEONYS Martin.
Center fielder, LEONYS Martin.
Martin tried to bunt his way aboard last time, but got the bunt too close to the mound, and Gray threw him out. Other than that, Martin has grounded to short a couple of times. .274 the average for the Rangers center fielder. LEONYS trying to extend his hitting streak to finish the season at 5 straight. 1 ball, no strikes. Martin, over his last 20 ball games, has hit .310. He has made a very, very good impression on Tim Bogard, the entire coaching staff, and Ranger front office. Tapper right back to the mound, and a little underhand toss from Gregg. Leonys Martin out, so are the Rangers. They strand a runner. Now we are going to the ninth at Globe Life Park. It remains Oakland 2 and your Rangers nothing.
May come up in the ninth inning to extend this season and keep things alive around here. It is game number 162. John Radigan back here at the Captain Morgan Club. I will be joined by Mark McLemore, and we'll bring you Rangers Live, presented by Esurance. One final time this season. We'll hear from Tim Bogard. Emily Jones will work the clubhouse. I imagine Jim Knox will have lots more of his wonderful hijinks as we wrap this one up one last time. It's Rangers Live, presented by Esurance, coming your way right after the game, guys.
All right, John, thank you. Knoxie might do something from Six Flags the way he sounded. That's where he was headed.
Yeah, he's got a couple hundred fans following him. He said it was on him.
Alberto Callaspo is pinch hitting for Adam Dunn to lead things off. Callaspo, of course, a switch hitter. He's facing Derek Holland. Holland into his third full inning of work here this afternoon. It's a ground ball to Beltran. Adrian cuts it off, drops it, recovers, throws wide, and into the stands on one hop. Callaspo will head down to second base.
Now that's one you haven't seen more than a couple times this year. Not that he hasn't made more than 2 errors, but one like that.
That's going to be scored 2 errors on Beltre. One to drop the ball to allow Callaspo to reach, and then one for the throwing error to allow him to get to second.
Yeah, I don't know if he reaches if he throws a good throw. Does he? Let's see. He bobbles it here. Let's see where the runner is when the ball goes by first base. If it's an accurate throw, he's out. The way I see that play, got the first and second on the throw.
Now, Billy Burns has come into a pinch run at second base for Callaspo. Speedy base runner. You remember last night was in the ball game late, was thrown out in the ninth inning by Robinson Chirinos, trying to steal. He represented the tying run in last night's ball game. But he is at second with nobody out. Josh Donaldson 0 for 3 this afternoon. Donaldson, a .255 average, has grounded out, struck out, and flied out. And Holland has him down on the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Derek peering in for the sign from Tomas Taylor. Couldn't get him to go after that breaking ball. 1-2. Cox loosening in that Ranger bullpen along with the right-hander Sean Tollison. 1-2 pitch from Holland. Try it again. Well, again, if the A's win, they have clinched the second wild card spot, and they will play the Kansas City Royals in Kansas City on Tuesday. If the Rangers come back and overtake the A's, different story. Sky to left center field. Burns is tagging.
Go to third.
The catch and the throw will keep Burns from advancing anywhere. That's out number one. I don't think it's a secret anymore. No. Leonys Martin's arm. No, one out. Brandon Moss, the scheduled hitter, called back. Johnny Gomes, a right-handed hitter, has come off the bench, and he will be the pinch hitter. Well, Moss retires for the day, going 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. And Gomes, who is one of the top pinch hitters in the American League, now in that capacity here for Moss. Saw Gomes last night, 1 for 2. Makes inside for ball 1. Gomes a .234 average. Mike Maddox out to talk with Derek Holland. Just remind him, I would assume, that hey, first base is open, and you got a left-handed hitting Josh Reddick in the on-deck circle, so you don't have to go after Gomes with a lot of strikes. Gomes, of course, coming over from the Red Sox along with John Lester. A deal back in July that sent Cespedes to Boston. Breaking ball down and in, 2 balls, no strikes. We're going to go ahead and make this an official intentional walk. They're falling behind 2-0. Gomes didn't show any inclination to chase out of the strike zone. The 4th wide one will put Gomes aboard. That is the first walk issued by either pitcher or either side today. 3 pitchers, Martinez and Holland and Gray, had not walked a hitter prior to that. And now with Gomes at first, he's going to be pinch run for by Sam Fuld. Fuld will take over at first as the pinch runner. Bob Melvin making liberal use of his expanded roster here in the 9th inning. A 2 on with 1 out. Reddick 1 for 3. He had an RBI triple and scored a run in the 2nd. That's a fastball, bell high outside corner for strike 1. Holland struck Reddick out the first time that he faced him. That was leading off the 7th. Chopper foul. Holland now with the a distinct advantage in the count at 0-2. Derek approaching 40 pitches. He's been fairly economical in his two and the two-thirds innings of work so far. Checking the runners. And holding. Now the 0-2. I think he was trying to get Reddick to step out, and Reddick wasn't going to do it. Billy Burns, the pinch runner at second base. Sam Fuld, the pinch runner at first. And the pitch outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Josh Reddick. Reddick, so far this year, hitting just .216 against left-handed pitching, .279 against right-handed. Out of play to the left. And we'll come back and try it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. They lease out to have a little chat with Derek Holland.
You know, Sonny Gray has pitched in this game. There's no one even stirring in the A's bullpen. This is his ball game as well it should be. Now someone's already warmed up and sat down, but I didn't see that.
Sean Doolittle had been up throwing a little bit last half inning.
Was he?
Yeah, but he may have called out for a pizza. Pop foul back our way, and we'll try it again on 2-2. Holland having a little bit of a hard time disposing of the left-handed hitting Josh Reddick. Derek reading the signs from Taylor. High chopper to the right side. Rosales has it go into and out of his glove, and everybody's going to be safe. Well, the ball hit right in the pocket, but popped out as Rosales had his momentum carry him towards second base, and that's going to load the bases with 1 out for Jed Lowry.
A tough inning for Derek Holland. An error. A walk. I'm not sure what that'll be. I guess that's an error too, isn't it?
They're going to give him a base hit on
I
that.
guess maybe he didn't have a play on it. Even if he caught it, he might not have had a play. I guess that's the ruling on that one.
Well, the base is loaded. Lowry takes a knee-high strike. It's 0-1. Lowry today 0 for 3, a pop-out, ground-out, and fly-out. He's leading by 2, and they are looking to expand that here in the top of the 9th inning. Holland trying to prevent it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Derek, whose pitch count was fairly modest a couple of hitters ago, he's had to work a little overtime here in the 9th. 1-1 pitch. 1-2. Bases full of A's with 1 out. We're in the 9th inning. Holland trying to maybe get a double play ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Seven-year-old Derek Holland peering in for the sign. Down and in, 3-2. Now, no place to put Jed Lowry. The base is full of A's. Lowry hitting 6th in the order. And Stephen Vogt, the left-handed in first baseman, is next. Crowd trying to offer its support. Holland ready. The payoff pitch. Double play ground ball, but Odor was going the other way, and it's by him to right center. 2 runs will score as Lowry hit a ball that Odor was breaking toward the bag and had it go behind him.
I couldn't figure out, was he breaking to the bag before the pitch, or did he just misread the ground ball? Ball was hit. It looked like it was hit exactly where he started out for an inning-ending double play. Take a look. Yeah, he wasn't going towards second. He just broke for the ball to his right. I don't know if the ball was spinning and kind of slicing toward the right fielder. It looked like he just misjudged the ground ball.
Yeah. In any event, that's going to do it for Derek Holland. A couple of runs across and increases the A's lead to 4-0. And that'll do it for Derek Holland. Well, Neil Kotz has been summoned from the Ranger bullpen as he makes his way in. We'll take a timeout. We're back to Globe Life Park right after this on Fox Sports Southwest. Extended their lead. It's now 4-0. And Neil Kotz has been summoned from the Rangers bullpen to take over.
Numbers for Neil on the game, his 73rd ball game. Trying to put the fire out here. 1st and 3rd and 1 out.
And the first pitch to Stephen Vogt. Lets him do the back bend. Get out of the way of that high, tight fastball. It is 1-0. A very odd inning. A lot of things going wrong with Derek Holland in there, and not much of it his fault. Adrian Beltre was charged with a couple of errors in the first hitter. Holland got a fly out for out number 1, then the intentional walk to the pinch hitter Gomes. And a ground ball chopped to the right side that was into and out of the glove of Adam Rosales. And then the ground ball that looked like it was hit right at Odor, but Rougned was breaking toward the bag, and it went by him for a 2-run single. It spelled the end of the afternoon for Holland and brought in Kotz. And Neil now with a 1-2 advantage in the count to Stephen Vogt. Vogt, the RBI single back in the second inning. Got Reddick at third. Lowry at first. And this is outside to even the count at 2-2. I imagine you could have heard the air go out of Safeco Field in Seattle when Those 2 extra runs were posted on the scoreboard. 2-2 pitch. Try it again. The Mariners at last check had increased their lead to 2-0.
They scored a couple more. I think it's 4 now.
Is it?
But the way Sonny Gray's pitching, the Rangers have a pretty big rally anyway. 2-4, it doesn't really matter. He's just dominating today.
Scoreboard showing it 4-0. Bottom of the 4th inning in Seattle. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Caught, set. Try it again. Odor, Andrus goes out. 4-6-3, and maybe a hit or 2 late as far as the Rangers are concerned. 2 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors, and 1 man left. Rangers one last shot with Andrus, Odor, and BELTRE in the bottom of the 9th, trailing by 4. Baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Without a heart, it's just a machine. By AT&T UVerse TV. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT, mobilizing your world. And by your Texas Ford dealers. The Ford Summer Spectacular Sales Event, now playing at a Ford dealer near you. Sonny Gray taking a 5-hit shutout through 8 innings out to the mound for the 9th. And he will face the heart of the Ranger order, Andrus, Odor, and BELTRE, followed by Smolinski and Taillise. There's a 4-run cushion after a couple of runs in the top of the 9th inning.
Sonny Gray has pitched against the Rangers 6 times this year. And you can go back to April 28th. He had a shutout against the Rangers then, shut the Rangers out 4-0 on 2 hits through 108 pitches. He's got a chance to throw a shutout with less than 100 pitches in this game. And 2 outs on balls sitting there, 3 outs on balls sitting there. Anything on the ground or a strikeout.
Elvis in a hole now at 0-2. Elvis a couple of hits. 2 for 3 this afternoon. That average at 264. Elvis able to lay off that sharp slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Sonny Gray trying for his 14th win of the year. Nice look from an RF camera right down at the 2nd row on the 3rd base side of home plate. Slowly hit the 3rd. Donaldson, 1 out. And let's go down to Emily Jones one more time, Em.
Telecast here on Fox Sports Southwest will be a long time from now. Opening day 2015. It will be against these A's at O.Co Coliseum, April 6th, 2015. Guys, I just want to say I love you. I love you a lot. Both
Thank you, Em.
Right back at you, Em. Thank you very much.
And thanks for making it fun to come to work, to everyone.
It has been, in many respects, a very special year in 2014. A lot of unforeseen things happening. Many good, some not quite so good, but it's always been fun to, as Emily said, come out to the ballpark and see what was going to unfold on any particular day. Odor chops it foul, 0-2. Tom, I just want to say thank you. I've really enjoyed working with you this year, and
same here, Buzz.
It's been a lot of fun.
Same here.
Nothing in 2 to Rougned Odor, who pounded one off of his right foot, so he's going to try and take a little time, see if he can get the pain out of that thing. Meanwhile, Giovanni Soto going out to talk with Sonny Gray briefly. Yeah, Gray was just 94 pitches under his belt, 1 out in the 9th inning. He has been extremely economical today.
Well, next time the Rangers face the A's on opening day next year, they'll probably have to face Sonny Gray again.
In the air to center field. Full cutting over in front of COCO Chris to make the grab. And the Rangers now down to their final out. And wouldn't it figure that Adrian Beltre is going to get one more crack at an at-bat. Adrian, you'd have to say the odds-on favorite to be the Ranger Player of the Year again. 323 average with 19 home runs, 77 driven in this year. 2 ground outs and a strikeout today, and Sonny Gray's first pitch to him is a breaking ball that dips in for strike 1. Adrian battled the disabled list 1 time back in April. Other than that, he has been in there day in and day out. He was trying to round that home run total up to 20. 0-2 now. Sonny Gray to the line. The pitch to the plate. Chopper foul. The Oakland A's getting ready to celebrate a wild card berth. It has not been easy. The Rangers have made it a little bit difficult. And Adam Dunn getting the opportunity for the first time in his career to celebrate postseason play.
They might get to face James Shields a couple days from now in postseason. I have to think it'll be Lester and Shields in that game.
Yeah, you're right. That's who Kansas City had lined up, and Lester is right on track for the A's. It'll be interesting on Tuesday up in Kansas City.
I'll be watching that game. That'll be a good one.
Should be. 1-2 to Beltre. Gray winds and the pitch. Ground ball headed towards center field. It's in for a base hit. And Adrian Beltre. Boy, that typifies the year he's had, refusing to quit. Giving 100% all the way down to the very last pitch he saw. And Jim Adducci will come off the bench and pitch run for him. And Adrian Beltre gets a nice ovation. More standing behind the Ranger dugout as he was lifted for the pinch runner.
Yep, the fans appreciate it as well.
Beltre will finish the year 4th in the American League with that .325 average. Jake Smolinski. A couple of flyouts and a strikeout against Gray today. And Ducey going to second, but nobody covering. So Giovanni Soto was all set to fire down there.
Soto said, I got a shot at you if anyone's covering. He's smiling. Generally, there's no play on that, but he could have gunned him down if someone wanted to cover. But the idea is you don't care about the runner. You want to get the out, so you don't want to cover and open up a hole in case the guy shoots a ground ball right at you.
0-1, the count to Smolinski. Evens things out. Good look at that Oakland bench. Also saw Jeff Margin, who did not taste postseason with the Cubs.
I guess he didn't.
No.
He didn't sniff it.
Smolinski, a towering drive to left. Going back is full. He stops on the warning track, makes the catch. And the A's celebration will begin as they win 4-0 this afternoon and clinch the wild card spot. They will face Kansas City on Tuesday in Kauffman Stadium.
That celebration looks like it's mandatory rather than spontaneous. They came out there, looked at each other, posed a little bit, and then said, okay, well, I guess we got to do it.
You would think the way that things have transpired the last several weeks, well, the last half of the season, as a matter of fact, for the Oakland A's, there wouldn't be quite as much enthusiasm for celebration.
I don't think they celebrated, but I don't think there was much enthusiasm in it. Now, if they beat the Royals and end up playing the Angels after that, they might have a little bit of enthusiasm. But to win this game and celebrate, I'm not sure there's a lot of enthusiasm in that celebration.
Yeah, Sonny Gray legitimately happy about a complete game shutout.
Yeah, he should be.
His second of the year. He noted the Rangers do no runs on 6 hits in his work here this afternoon. No walks, 5 strikeouts. Gray gets his 14th win of the year. The final here at Globe Life Park. The finale ends up in Oakland's win column, 4-0 in favor of the Athletics. They will continue on to postseason play in the wild card game against the Kansas City Royals. We'll be back at Globe Life Park to wrap things up right after this on Fox Sports Southwest.